welcome to my kitchen. I am Tina with Hanging with Frugal Tina. So I've been doing these series, and this is the last one in the series, unless you guys let me know, of inexpensive meals that I can make for my family when times are tough, when they aren't so lean, I've forgotten to take something out, I don't feel well, all of those reasons I would need something quick, easy, inexpensive, all of that. Tonight's one that we're doing is one of my higher priced ones, and it comes in, I have to look over here because I wrote it down, at $8.15. And that's to feed my entire family of 6. If you want to do 2 different cheeses, and the recipe does call for 2, but I've done it with just 1, it would be $10.15. So this is, like I said, the last one in the series. Unless you guys tell me, hey Tina, we like what you're doing, do more of those, and I will. Because my channel is about budgety things. It's not budget driven, like I have to get the best price on everything, but it is budget conscious. So tonight we're going to be making a casserole. It's called Beef Lombardi Casserole. So let's get it, let's go, let's heat up the pots. Come on. Here's everything you're going to need. You could purchase all of this at Walmart. All of my ingredients aren't from Walmart because some I already had. So I just charge myself the prices for Walmart so that you guys can know what it would cost. So what you're going to need for tonight's dinner is a pound of ground beef. I'm using ground turkey. It's still a little bit frozen, but it'll be all right. When I use ground turkey versus ground beef, what I'll do when I'm cooking it is I'll add a little bit of the W sauce, the Worcestershire sauce, whatever you call it, in there. Gives it a more beefy flavor. So you're going to need a big can of Appetit diced tomatoes. I would use the Great Value, but I had like 3 or 4 of those in the pantry. Didn't make any sense to buy more. You're going to need salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. The recipe does call for tomato paste, and I forgot to put out that, but I'm going to be using ketchup instead. You need egg noodles, sour cream. Now, there's 2 types of cheeses. I've done this before. It's been, when I tell you, I don't think I've ever made it for my group of kids now, but for my adult children when they were young, I made something very similar to this. And I didn't use 2 different cheeses. I just used the mozzarella cheese. So you can make it with just the mozzarella. That'll keep your cost down. But you do need a cup of mozzarella, a cup of cheddar, and a cup of sour cream. This I already have. It's like half a container. So we're going to finish that off. I might need a little bit out of the one that's in the refrigerator, but we'll see. And I don't know if I said you do need some Parmesan cheese. I got the water off camera, salted and boiling for the egg noodles. And then I'm going to start browning up the ground turkey and chopping up the cheese. Alrighty, so I'm heating my pan up with just a little bit of oil in it. If you're using ground beef, you need not add the oil. I'm using ground turkey, and I don't want it to burn, nor do I want it to stick. So I am notorious for forgetting to take out my meat the night before or even in the morning. But what I did was I took this, I stuck it in some cold water in a little bowl in the sink. It's 90% of the way there. I know, I hear how bad that is, but I just keep forgetting. And I don't want to microwave it. That's worse. To me, anyway, it's worse. So I'm just going to take the, keep kicking the stand. Taking the turkey, you just take the top part, I don't know if you ever seen this, and you just twist it, and everything comes right out. If you're having trouble with it, I was not. So we're just going to brown it up. That's all you're going to do here is brown it up. So here we go. You're going to see that it's not all the way defrosted when I start chopping at it. It's almost there. Yeah, I feel like defrosting it in the microwave is the worst of the two evils. So, all right, well, let me get to browning up the meat. Alrighty, she's starting to brown up. I'm gonna put a couple of shakes of the Worcestershire sauce in. Just a little bit now, because I'm gonna spill it off and I only have a drop left. You do not have to do that if you're cooking with beef. Because I'm cooking with ground turkey, that's why I'm doing it. You could do it with beef too. You don't have to not do it, but I'm only doing it to beef up the ground turkey. So let's get that cooking down a little bit more. Got a lot of liquid to cook out of it. All right, to the ground beef or turkey, whatever you're using. Before I start adding the ingredients, I'm going to add just a little bit more of the W sauce to make sure it's gotten through all the meat and I didn't spill it out with the little bit of grease I had to get rid of. I'm using a spoon kind of a thing because I'll need it in a little bit. So rather than dirtying a spatula and a spoon, I'm just going to use the spoon. All right. So all I wanted to do, I turned that down a little bit too low. You're going to add your petite diced tomatoes. You could also do half petite diced tomato and the other half Rotel. I've done that before and that's yummy. And it adds a lot of flavor. But this is what we have. Oh, for a minute. Let me tell you something. I grabbed the wrong can. I had this can out, and I had the crushed tomato happened to be just sitting out, and I opened up the other can. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that later. But that was juice and all. Wasn't very much, but it will render some juice as it cooks down a little more. To this, we're going to add some seasoning. The recipe calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic or onion. I'm not sure which one that one was. And onion or garlic, whichever that was. 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You're also going to need 6 ounces of tomato paste, but we're not doing that because that's just an extra cost that we don't have, and tomato ketchup is a good substitute for tomato paste because it's concentrated. So let me get that measured out real quick, and it is a 1-to-1 ratio if you are subbing it out. All right, so you got to add the 6 ounces in. I put in a little bit extra because I cooked the whole bag instead of the smaller portion that it asked for. And all of these ingredients, I know I say it all the time, and there have been a couple of times I've forgotten to put the recipe, but I will put it below. So we're going to let this simmer and let the flavors come together. That's all we're going to do right now, is just let that simmer. Now, when I say let it simmer for a little while, I mean like some people go up to 20 minutes. I'm not doing that. Well, we'll see. We're going to get it to, I'm trying to show you where the simmer is, because you don't want it a rolling boil like it's doing now. There we go. Just a light bubble, just like that. Just let her simmer away. And I'll be back to show you how it looks. All right. Now, you want this to reduce to get all of the good flavors in there. It's reduced quite a bit. I put some on a little plastic spoon here so I can taste it. That's really good. I feel like, though, I don't know. I almost think it's good, and I almost think I need to add a little bit more seasoning. It's right there, like between perfection and, oh, is it? So let's just go for it. Let's just add a little sprinkle more of the garlic powder. No, you know what? I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna give it to you like the recipe says. And if you taste it and it needs more, then you add it. Let me reduce that a little bit more. And then we're almost ready to assemble. All right, I'm gonna taste it again and see. That's really good. I'm gonna leave it alone. If it needs more for you, add more. If it's fine, then just leave it. Taste it and see what you think. Let's move on. All right, I'm not gonna show you me doing it because I'm gonna show you in this, but if you are dairy-free for whatever reason, you use plant-based, what I'm gonna use in Eric's is, this is the mozzarella that we use, and just Walmart brand plant-based cheddar. And there's also Have a Heart, Save a Heart. I can't remember what the name is of the Parmesan cheese. We are out of that for Eric, unfortunately. He didn't tell me. But you're gonna need some sour cream. And this is what we use for the plant-based Kite Hill. So let's just move on. Alrighty, 9 by 13 pan. I'm going to put my egg noodles in there. Here's where you should deviate from the recipe. The recipe doesn't call for this, but having made it, I have decided it needs it. It would have been better if there was a bed of sauce down the bottom and like maybe mix some in with your noodles. Just a little bit in with your noodles. Rinsed and drained. And make sure I saved enough for Eric. I almost forgot. Alrighty, so I smeared it around a little bit. What we're gonna do now is you're gonna take a cup of sour cream. You know what this recipe reminds me of, if I remember correctly? It reminds me of kind of like a lasagna, but if I remember, I haven't made this in buku years. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the sour cream in here, and then I'm just going to mix it up. I'm not gonna mix it up on camera because it's just not gonna be cute, I guess. I don't know, it gets all hard to mix. Let's do that. Alrighty, there you go. I got it in there best I could. It'll be okay, it'll all settle down in the oven. Now you're gonna take your meat sauce and you're gonna pour it down over top. See if I can get to it. I'm kind of standing off to the side. All right, we're just gonna smear that around. Gonna lay that right on top. Alrighty. It's getting full. All right, let me get the cheese. All right, I'm gonna use my hand here, but I will tell you it's a sprinkle of Parmesan across the top, and you can have more at the table if you so choose. I think it calls for about a half a cup, which is a little bit more than a big palmful for me, and I didn't put big palmfuls down, but that's good. I'm going to add a cup of Parmesan. A big handful for me is about a half a cup. I mean, it's cheese. It doesn't have to be exact. That wasn't even a big handful. That was more like 3/4 of a cup. And then the cheddar cheese, I'm gonna have to tint it because it's gonna stick to the foil if I don't. And what you could do to keep it from sticking also is to take a little olive oil, if you don't have a spray, wipe it on the foil a little bit so the cheese won't stick to the foil. Guess I could have mixed those two together, but there you go. Put a little bit more down and we're good to go. I know exactly how much cheese it is because I grated it. Grated, whatever the word is, I don't know. All right, so that's gonna go in the oven. As soon as I get this ready for the oven, I will show you what the non-dairy looks like all done. All righty, and there is Eric's all done. The only thing I'm gonna do that you're not going to see is that his cheese doesn't melt like ours. So if you have olive oil or vegetable oil, maybe one of those ones that aren't in an aerosol can, I don't have that anymore, I wish I did. But spray it with a little bit on the top of this because it helps it with the way that it melts. I don't know why, but that's what it does. So in the oven that goes. These go in covered for 20 minutes. All right, there she goes. After 20 minutes, I just took the foil off and I'm gonna put it back in the oven. Same thing with Eric's. There is Eric's. That was bubbling up, right where you see those right there. It was bubble, 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 bubble. Took me a minute to get the camera on, but you would have saw it bubbling. I'm gonna let that rest for a minute and then get ours out, show it to you, and we're gonna be eating dinner. Oh my goodness, she is done. Look at it bubble around the edges over there. I put it under the broiler for just about 2 minutes, just to let it crisp up a little bit. Let me take you down for a closer look. Check her out. Yeah. All right. So what are we gonna do, Eric? Where are we gonna meet them?
At the table.
At the table. Let's go.
If you get any benefit at all from my content, you can help me out by clicking like, share, commenting, and definitely hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video.
We're at the table. So we all have a little piece on his plate here just to taste it. So got a little bit cut off at the back. Just get a little scoop with the cheese and the pasta. You ready? I was ready for you this time, Eric. Here we go. Yeah.
That's really good.
That's good, yeah. I like the sauce and the different taste of the egg noodle mixed with the sauce and the meat. Try again. Yeah. That's really good. A couple of takeaways for me. Well, first let me see what you think.
It's amazing.
You like it?
It's amazing.
All right. So the takeaway for me is that I would take a little bit of the sauce and mix it through the pasta just a little bit instead of, I followed the recipe exactly and said put the pasta on the bottom, then put the sauce on top. But it's such a thick sauce, it doesn't make it all the way down. So I kind of like chop mine down. I would do either make a little extra sauce or add a little sauce to the pasta before you top it with the meat sauce. I just think it would have better coverage that way. But other than that, it tastes great. So let me get Yaya and Tyler over here and see what they think. Bye. And we're back. Yaya and Tyler, remember I said that mine, I would have, there was a little bit more sauce in there and I had to push it down. What I did with theirs is I put a little bit of sauce on their plate first before I put it down because I really think it needed just a little bit more sauce throughout. And had I done it the way I said, I wouldn't have had to do that. So, let's get it, let's go. Take a taste. Oh, you got a mouthful of meat too.
That's actually really good.
Really good? You're expecting it not to be?
This is the most anything that I love. My mom makes. It's really good.
There you go. You see that? His mom makes good food. That's me, sis. All right.
It's so good.
There you go. There you go. Unsolicited. All right. So, I'll see you at the wrap up and when we talk about things. Dinner's over. How did they do? Boom. Couldn't finish. They gave it a try, but couldn't finish. It is really filling. And the sauce on the bottom, that was the ticket. Don't just do it like I did. Total pasta, then the sauce, mix some through. All right, let's get right to it. This is what the wrap-up is. I guess Yaya's standing next to me. She wants to go first. Yasmin, what did you think about dinner?
I thought it was absolutely delicious.
There you go. Wait a minute, we get a little bit of light on the subject. Okay. Aiden, what did you think about dinner?
I thought it was amazing.
Good. Tyler, what did you think about dinner?
Really good.
Really good. Eric, what did you think about dinner?
It was amazing. I really liked it.
It was amazing and he really liked it. There you have it. I hope you try it. I hope you like it. Leave me a comment either way. Don't forget, like and subscribe, or at minimum, hit that like button. It does help me out. See you later, bye.